Why do you think I'm over here? You met me 2 days ago. I'm naked in your bed watching YouTube. Your children are in the other room. You don't know me.
Oh my God.
Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. I know something wrong with you. I ain't much better than you because I'm over here. But it ain't my kids over there. I wouldn't have my kids laid up in the house with no strangers.
Women, they put themselves in unwinnable positions at times. They play hard to get. They're very difficult. They create this perception that all the work the man is going to put in the end, they're just getting this, oh my goodness, this is so much different than everybody else. When in hindsight, once you are gained access to it, it's no different than anybody else. That's why they play the difficult game in the beginning.
Yeah,
that's why they make you jump through hoops and make you jump through obstacles, because there's really nothing at the end of that light or at the end of that tunnel.
Let me explain something to you about women. If you like me and I don't like you, but I like that you like me, I'm going to keep playing with you. Now, if I like you and you don't like me, I'm gonna like you so much more. If I like you and you like me, eventually I'm going to stop liking you.
what?
I wouldn't say that I'm f***ed up and I don't believe in it. Maybe it's the men that I deal with. Because I'm not saying that I can't find, it's the men that I'm attracted to. I can't say that I can't find a man that just won't cheat. I'm be bored as And when I say that, I'm not saying that I want a man to cheat on me. But it's levels. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, don't look over there.
Like,
What the? You just saying if I had a good nigga, I'm going to get bored.
oh, it did sound like that.
Do y'all think healthy relationships get boring? You're in a good relationship with a guy and you're enjoying your time, or a girl, it doesn't matter. Like, you enjoy who you're with, you're enjoying your time, and then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but the fact that the routine is so good, does it get like boring? Like, damn, we need like,
I think this really
healthy.
is the question for me. So yes, I do have a healthy relationship, but me personally as a person, I don't know if it's a Gemini thing. I don't know if it's me, but like consistency does not work for me. Like, I'm very sporadic. Like, 1 minute I could do this and next minute I need to do that. A schedule does not work for me, so I can't get bored. If you cannot fulfill like that excitement in my life, I will get bored.
Just shut the f*** up.
I love my healthy relationship, but it's like, if we do the same schedule, I will get bored. Like, that's how I be. Y'all see it when I do it with hair. I be like, 1 minute, I be like, I don't want to do no hair no more.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Sick of this.
Literally, like, I cannot.
Yeah.
You have to keep it up. We got to go out of town.
Yeah.
We got to be a little free. We got to do something new in the bed. Something got to be different.
Women love it when men cheat. Because I know it. I know it. I sat down over the last couple of weeks. I've talked to women across the board. And I'm going to tell you, the women that matter, the kind of women that you want, gentlemen, one thing that women hate more than anything else is being bored.
Black woman in America don't get no older than about 14. So just talk to her and deal with her like you dealing with a 14-year-old. Don't come at her like you dealing with an equal, because she's not going to be able to accept that. You got to go way back.
Those of you men who are not getting the women that you want, the truth is a lot of you guys are boring. Say hookah, Hennessy, lamb chops. You have no conversation. You're not exciting. You don't plan an actual experience. Nou pa gen passport. You don't want to travel nowhere. You don't want to try different food. Say lamb chops. Lamb chops, mashed potato, hookah, Hennessy. Always the same thing.
You want to know why, Yvonne? Because you're the one who never changed. Always wanted things the easy way, and you want things the easy way now. Easy? That's right. You wanted to have fun. I had to work, so you ran off with Kenny. I was making $1.15 a day, but that wasn't good enough, right? Kenny had a car, Kenny had money, Kenny had this, Kenny had that. Kenny was a numbers runner. We were kids. Well, I never blamed anybody for anything I did, but you blame everybody. You blame Kenny, you blame the kids, you blame me. Well, what about you? Why don't you blame yourself, huh? You didn't have a choice?
Telling y'all, give a f about them. Don't care. This is what they want. When you don't care and you lie to them, they love you more.
Thanks.
When you real with them and you really trying to hold them down, they don't give a f about you.
Thanks.
I'm telling you. All they telling you to do is to not give a f about them, because the dudes that slept with them and gave them the kids was the one that didn't give a f about them. The nice guy finished last 100 times out of 100.
But he's... Greetings, you polite savages. Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And at times, that is the only prescription for what ails us. A bitter pill to swallow, but hold your nose, shut up, and take your medicine. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go. Every free-thinking human being has the ability and the autonomy to live their life exactly the way that they see fit. This goes all the way down to the choices you choose on the people who you spend time with. The ladies and gentlemen of the community understand this, and only thing I have to say is go on and make your choices, man and woman, but don't complain to me about the choices that you make. Sometimes men make horrible choices picking the wrong lady to have a baby with, and what do? They get slapped around, beat down. The family court system takes everything they have, beats them halfway to death, and they find themselves working for $300 a paycheck. Well, that's your fault, my G. Even though it shouldn't be that way, it is what it is. We have to face reality. Like I said earlier, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But ladies, you do the same thing too. You pick a guy, the bad boy, the guy who you like the most, who makes you tingle down under. And what do? You give him a baby. And it's his third baby by 3 different ladies, and he runs on off. 69% of women in the community have multiple baby daddies, and that is an issue. Marry before you carry was seen as a solution, but a lot of ladies, when you bring this up, they say, hey, that's not it because a guy can leave anyway. Well, yes, that's true, but ma'am, see, the whole reason anybody would say this to you is this, quite simple. If he's not good enough to marry, then why in the hell would you give him a baby in the first place? And we have to stop all the cappage acting like this is a new problem in the community. In the 80s, there were absolutely documentaries talking about the disappearing black family based out of Bronx, New York. 40 years ago, the Jeffersons were even talking about how a lady went with the bad boy, had a bad life, and wanted to get with the good guy or had jealousy for the good guy after it was all over with. These lessons were being taught on a daily basis, but guess what? We chose to ignore them.
Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility.
Like, I like him.
So you like him enough to get pregnant by him, but you don't like him enough to be in a relationship with him? Let me repeat this for you. You like him enough to get pregnant by him, but you don't like him enough to be in a relationship with him.
Like, so, like, if I was to get pregnant, like, I wouldn't have a problem because it's him. Like,
baby, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Listen to me. I'm gonna repeat this one more time. You like him enough to create a life with him, an 18-year to 21, 25-year bond, but you don't like him enough for him to be your man.
So, like, I think it's because I had like that mindset, like, if I was to get pregnant, I had a child, like, and he decides he doesn't want to be involved, like, I'm okay.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can give somebody knowledge, but you can't make them think. And sometimes you can wash your dirty rags in the best, cleanest of water, but when you pull them out, they still stink. You see, ladies, the jig is up. We totally and completely understand why you're going for the bad boys. It's more than just a physical attraction. It's more than just a primal reaction to somebody that you just seen you have to have. And I'm not trying to be harsh because a lot of you is out here with no direction. No male supervision, no male input to help you cut through the lies that these men are going to tell you. Because men understand one thing, if we tell you the truth, we don't get the kitty cat. But if we lie to you, we get the kitty cat. And we know that you fall in love with what you hear and not what you see. So lies it'll be.
Oh my, who raised you?
No, ladies, you want to avoid accountability. You see, if you get with the right guy, the guy who's building something, the guy who's worth something, if you find this guy early and you build with him and it falls apart, then he goes on and builds a life with somebody else. The blame is on you. You are the only common denominator in your failed relationship.
Denominator in all of our relationships.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know.
The only common denominator in all of our relationships is us.
That means that you cannot just push it off. But when you get with a guy who ain't ish, he has this many kids by this many ladies, and I gave him a chance. I tried to build him up from nothing, and I invested in him, and I did this and I did that, blabble, blabble. But it all comes down to a simple, true fact. You knew that this wasn't going nowhere from the very beginning. You knew this person wasn't worth your time, but you spent your time with him because you're scared of failure. You see, the choice to be a baby mom is quite and simple the person who's having the child, because you cannot have that child before marriage if you wanted to. You could demand marriage from somebody before you gave them a baby. You could demand commitment from somebody before you gave them a baby. But the Feminist Manifesto has told you that marriage is outdated. Raising a family is outdated. And it's all about making that cash. Almighty dollar. Make it rain. And always remember, you cannot have it all. What you prioritize is what most likely you will get. The hard work and dedication that you put into your career, you did not put into your family. You did not put into curating a husband. You did not put it into curating a family environment to grow this seed. So what you get is what you deserve. And it's always a sick and twisted game, because a lot of folks think they can have it all, but that's 1% of the 1% who actually achieved this. It's called luck. And guess what? You ain't that lucky.
Women, we like to be the one that got done wrong. This is why we struggle with accountability. Most women chase bad boys because being with a bad boy allows you to end up being a victim at some point or another.
Why do they want to be victims?
It is programmed in us that poor me is some type of flex as a woman and as a mother. You can see it. Poor woman left with children to raise on her own.
And so there you have it. The predominant theory is that the lady, she does not want the good guy to start off with, because if she starts off with the good guy and that failure comes, then who is she going to blame? Love to play victim. But what they want to do is they want to waste their time with the bad boys, spin their tires, because they're banking on Sierra's prayer. Oh, yes. They want the good boy who spent his whole life looking at the fine girls like them, lusting for them, wanting them, that when he finally gets them, he'll do anything for them. Make that house a home, taking them children, deal with the pookie ex-boyfriend, deal with the pookie baby daddy, and all of that just to make sure that you're happy. And I'm not telling anybody to do anything. You all have agency over yourself. Make your decision and live with your consequences. If you're an older gentleman, maybe you don't mind a lady with kids. Those kids might be out of the house already. 19, 20, 21 years old. What difference does it make if she has kids at that point? Maybe you have kids. Maybe you want to Brady bunch it up. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Just know exactly what you're getting into. But remember this one thing. Is she the type of lady that loves the bad boys and chase the bad boys when she's young, then you might just be the cleanup man. And that ain't nobody's dream job. You dig?
Women try to play that shit like, oh, I like him. Nah, you don't like us. You like how we make you feel or what we provide for you. You don't give a fuck about us. That's why when it changes, you go away. If I bought flowers every day and I stopped, you leave. Why? Because it's about the flowers, not the behind them. And that's just the truth. There's no woman in the world. I challenge you to find this woman. There's no woman in the world taking really bad and her lights is in jeopardy of being cut off. That is not real. No, it's lighting candles for bad. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for watching the THPP Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom. We're out.
We found true happiness.